Coming to you from Annapolis, Maryland, home of the U.S. Naval Academy, the sailing capital of the world, home of the world's largest crab feast, and 4 signers of the Declaration of Independence. This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, a daily roundup of local news that you can use, including local sports, local events, local opinion, and local weather from DMV Weather. Now here's your host, publisher of Eye on Annapolis, John Frenaye.
Good morning. It is Friday, March 30th. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And there you have it. The Baltimore Orioles are tied for first place in the AL. Way to go, O's, on your opening day 3-2 win against the Minnesota Twins. Baseball is back. And speaking of the Orioles home opener, they just announced that Chris Davis is the highest paid player this year at $21.1 million. And being the geek that I am, I decided to do the math, which never ends well. But that works out to about $46,272 per at-bat, or $161,984 per game, based on 3.5 at-bats per game. With the average game working about 3 hours, he's making a cool $54,000 per hour. Yet we struggle to get to $15. Go figure. If you're using the MyFitnessPal app to track your calories and your meals and your exercise, you may have had your data compromised. Now, MyFitnessPal app was acquired by Under Armour several years ago, and this apparently is the latest data breach. They discovered it earlier this week that up to 150 million users may have been affected by this breach that happened way back in February. They discovered it earlier this week. They are working through it. They did say that there was no credit card information that was compromised. It's strictly usernames and email addresses, and they are notifying the users that were affected to change their passwords, and that should solve that. We see these stories all the time about treasurers of athletic associations embezzling money, and the latest one comes from the Waugh Chapel Swim Club up there on Waugh Chapel Road in Gambrels, or Odenton, right there on the border, and it's a 500-member club, and they have about $66,000 missing. Right now, they're looking at former treasurer Ron Shepard and the swim and dive director Kim Champagne. They discovered some irregularities, and they did conduct an audit, and boy, I tell you, I don't know how they let this go without raising a red flag. $16,000 to Amazon, all shipped to Kim Champagne's address. $6,800 to PayPal, and that was for little online BarkBox, Zulily, Nested Bean, Posh Peanut, Irish Fairy, those types of things. $500 out of an ATM with cash, $500 to CVS, $2,600 in groceries, $2,300 in Sam's Club, $2,000 to Rite Aid, $800 to Walmart, and $21,000 in cash. All told, they think they're out about $66,000, and Anne Arundel County Police are investigating this as well. And members, rightfully so, are critical of the existing board and how this could have happened. Apparently, Shepard and Champagne were using credit and debit cards that were issued to them. That's about it for the news. It is a Good Friday. Enjoy your Good Friday if you are off. If you're off on Monday, enjoy your Easter Monday. If you do celebrate, I wish you all a very happy Easter, and we will see you on Monday. But stick around. We've got your things to do for this weekend, and of course we have George Young with your local DMV weather coming right up after, you guessed it, Sean O'Neill.
I'm Sean O'Neill, your local RBC Wealth Management Advisor. More than likely, the primary reason you save and invest is to achieve your life goals while ensuring your long-term financial well-being. But before you can determine your preparedness towards your goals, you need long-term answers to important questions about how much money you need, where it will come from, and how long it will last. RBC Wealth Plan, a new industry-leading tool, is now available to help answer these questions and develop your personal plan using a conversational approach. With RBC Wealth Plan, we can create a personal analysis based on these unique goals while offering you the ability to weigh certain decisions and determine what's best for you and your family. Call me, Sean O'Neill, today at 410-573-6723 for a complimentary consultation.
RBC Wealth Management, a division of RBC Capital Markets, LLC. Member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC. This is Maryland. The weather can be nearly unpredictable. We've got George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis to sort it all out.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Friday, March 30th. Finally, a warm March day for Annapolis and all of Anne Arundel County yesterday with temperatures in the 60s and 70s for highs. And it all came with a bunch of bonus sunshine too, as showers stayed away for the most part, and the clouds even gave way to plenty of afternoon and evening sunshine. But while it will be warm again today, it really never got too cool overnight last night. Clouds and showers are a near certainty as a cold front moves through, bringing some breezy winds onto the scene as well. Then after a chilly Friday night with lows in the mid to upper 30s or so, plenty of sunshine and seasonably warm temps will return with highs all weekend in the 55 to 60 degree range or so, although slightly breezy conditions will remain off and on through Sunday. So get ready for a nice weekend ahead. It's the end of March, not only a chilly month, but one of the windiest months in our memories, and that means it's time to get outside and start living again. And, oh yeah, one more thing. We're declaring it's the end of winter too, which really means no more snow for the area. Okay, that's it for us today. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Be sure to follow us on our website at dmvweather.com or on Facebook or Twitter so you can always stay weather informed. And of course, download our free weather app by searching your app store for DCMDVA Weather. And remember, whatever the weather outside this weekend and beyond, have fun and be safe.
Hi, this is Randy.
And Claudia Boldiga. Please join us and our presenting sponsor, RXNT, on Saturday, April 28th on AAMC's South Campus for Denim and Diamonds Bash. Proceeds will benefit mental health and addiction services in our community. Now more than ever, we need to focus on this critical need.
The bash sold out last year, so don't delay and join us for this fabulous night under the stars. Can't make the party? You can still help by purchasing a raffle ticket.
This year's raffle is a stunning 4-piece amethyst jewelry collection donated by Cezanne Jewelers, valued at $5,000. Only 100 tickets will be sold for the raffle, so don't miss out. For event or raffle tickets, go to aamcdenimanddiamonds.org.
Thanks for your support of Anne Arundel Medical Center's efforts to improve the availability of mental health and addiction services throughout our community.
Remember, it's not just a party, it's a party with a purpose.
Need to make plans for the weekend? We got you covered. Here are our top picks. Be sure to visit eyeonannapolis.net to sign up for the events newsletter with a listing of all the upcoming area events.
Thank God it's
And once again, it is Friday, it's the weekend, and you might think there's not a whole lot going on because it's Easter weekend and all that, but you would be absolutely wrong. And tonight it kicks off at Metropolitan with an 80s dance party. Who doesn't like the 80s? I'm not quite sure if we like the fashion or the hairstyles or the eyeglasses that were the 80s, but the music, I'm all about it. And you can get to it at Metropolitan for free tonight. Gets underway at 9 p.m. and goes until 1 a.m. If 80s dance is not your thing, head over to Caliente Grill on Bay Ridge. Might not think of this as a night spot, but it's quickly turning into it. They have salsa, they have DJs, and tonight it's reggae night. Go figure, a Latin place playing reggae. If you're just looking for something to eat, Caliente is my favorite Latin place in town. I'm there way more often than I probably should be. Tomorrow, our friends at Capital Sup are doing an awesomely cool thing with their sister company, Capital Sup DC, SUP, SUP, stand-up paddleboarding, but they are doing a cherry blossom paddle tour. Now, the cherry blossoms are really close to full bloom right now, so it's going to be absolutely spectacular. It is a 3-hour paddle. It's good for beginners, intermediate, as well as advanced. It starts at their location at Yards Park. It costs $45, gets underway at 11 a.m. They do suggest that you be mindful of the weather and realize that it is still early spring and dress appropriately. And for those that aren't familiar with stand-up paddleboarding, very little chance of you getting wet by going swimming. But that sounds really cool. 3 hours paddling around the basin, looking at the cherry blossoms from the water side of that. If you want to stay a little bit local, Navy takes on Holy Cross in men's lacrosse. And gosh, what an appropriate matchup. Holy Cross on Easter weekend. Gets underway at noon. Tickets are $5 at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. If you don't want to pay to see Navy sports, head on over to Max Bishop Stadium and check out Navy Baseball. They are playing home all weekend as well. And with Navy Baseball, it's free. Finally, tomorrow, Paint your pet. Well, kind of. Kittens in Cups, which is right there on Defense Highway, just a little bit beyond the Home Depot on the left side there. For $45, they're having a Paint Your Pet event. You can bring a picture of your pet, and they will provide all of the stuff that you need to bring home a beautiful acrylic of your pet. And if you're not familiar with Kittens in Cups, this is a cool concept. They work with the SPCA, they bring in kittens, and it gets them out of their cages. It gets them out of that boring life. They've got windows, they can see birds, they can see traffic, and people can come in, they can play with them, they can pet them, they can adopt them. And because they are shelter animals at this point, they don't want to introduce your home animals because of the immunizations and everything else there. But Kittens in Cups on Saturday, $45. Paint a pic of your pet or use one of theirs. And that gets underway at noon. That's it for the weekend. Of course, you have Easter Sunday. Have a very wonderful Easter. I hope you go out someplace and have a wonderful brunch or a dinner, however you celebrate with your family. Find some eggs in your yard, eat some jelly beans, rip the heads off of some peeps, whatever it is. Enjoy it, and we will see you on Monday.
Thanks for listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. If you like what you heard, make sure to tell your friends and colleagues about it. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find much more. Be sure to check out our other weekly podcast, The Maryland Crabs. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.